What's up, Bass and friends? It's Mr. Bass here. I've got a tackle tip for you today that I'd like to share with you. What do you do to save time on the water? There's a lot of things you can do, but one thing that is really smart is to already be rigged up and to know what you're fishing with and to know what tackle to use. Well, there's a lot of techniques out there that you may use a few times a year, like maybe just in the heat of the summer and you don't use it any time the rest of the year, or maybe just in the winter time. And those things require special hooks. Like, for example, swim baits require different types of swim bait hooks. And all kinds of plastics require different hooks, whether you're flipping or pitching, Texas rigging a worm, whatever it may be. Every technique can't use the same hook. And so I just thought I'd share with you a little tip where I'm organized. I like to have organized tackle. I like to be prepared. And so this is one way where I have figured out to help myself. So take, for example, the horny toad. This is a rage toad. These are great topwater lures that make a lot of action on the water. But in order for them to really be effective on the water, that's what they look like close up, this takes a very specific hook. And there's a lot of hooks you could use for something like this, so where do you start? Like, here's a hook that a lot of guys use for horny toads, right? It's actually a hook that's two hooks with a screw lock keeper. That's an option. There's flipping hooks. Some people use flipping hooks, believe it or not. There's worm hooks, and then there's different types of worm hooks. Do you use a regular worm hook? Do you use a straight shank worm hook? Do you use an offset worm hook? Do you use heavy duty worm hooks? And then if you use a heavy duty worm hook, do you use the 3/0, the 4/0, the 5/0? How do you know? There's also, in this case, EWG hooks. You know, do you use regular EWG hook? That's a 4/0. Do you use the heavy duty wide gap 5/0 hook? Heavy duty wide gap 6/0. There's tons of hook options. Well, what I found with the Rage Toad, the best option is you want a heavy wire hook. You want a heavy duty hook for one. And 5/0 seems to work best for this toad. So this is the hook that I like to use for it. It's the Jungle hook. It's an extra wide gap EWG hook, and it's heavy duty. It's a great hook, fantastic hook. But how do I remember this? If I pull out a package of these, I'm going to know automatically because I'm fishing them enough. I'm going to want a heavy EWG hook. But what size? Well, maybe 4/0, maybe 5/0, maybe 6/0. So I don't even have to think about it. Let me show you what I do. And I do this for all my baits, really. Right on the package, I just take a Sharpie and write on there. This takes a 5/0 heavy duty EWG hook. Then when I'm going to my tackle room and I'm going through and looking for my lures, I pull a bag of these off. There it is, 5/0 EWG. Run over, grab my 5/0 EWGs, good to go. Takes 2 seconds, saves you a ton of time. That is a simple, easy way to make life simple and to stay organized and get on the water faster. I hope this tip helps you be a better fisherman. If so, and you find it useful, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Like and share also is very helpful. Until next time, this is Mr. Bass. Happy fishing.